So essentially, Bob, his pitch is to bring the country together. It's very reminiscent of his 2020 pitch in terms of fighting for the soul of America. So very much trying to unite the country, talk about how he's a calming influence, how he's a leader, running on his record, running on the economy, and really overall contrasting himself with former President Trump. Now, Biden does not know for sure whether he's going to run against former President Trump, but right now, when you look at the polls, Trump seems to be the clear front runner in the Republican primary. So it's something that the Biden team has their eye on.
Yeah. So it could be a rerun of the 2020 election, but it's a tricky one because, of course, he has now got his record. He has low approval ratings. Is it that he is the best option still for the Democrats?
Well, I think he's seen as really the only option at this point, given that he's the incumbent president. He's not that popular, I would say, in the country, but I wouldn't say that's completely abnormal for past presidents of the United States at this point in their term. I think there are a number of other Democratic names, but they've been floated for 2028. So California Governor Gavin Newsom, Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro, Maryland Governor Wes Moore, Senator Raphael Warnock of Georgia. They have a big bench for 2028, but for 2024, it seems that Democrats are very much rallied behind President Biden.
Yeah, which is not dissimilar to what's happening on the Republican side. The Republicans have expressed concern that Trump has really lost any kind of electoral test that he's been put to over the last couple of years, but he seems to still remain the one that they want to put their money on.
And it's a Republican primary problem, I think, for that party. Look, you have President Trump leading the GOP primary field and Biden world, and President Biden, they want to run against Donald Trump because in head-to-head matchups, we see Joe Biden beating Donald Trump. However, when it comes to Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, who after the November midterm elections, when he performed so well, he was seen as the heir apparent in a way to the GOP nomination. He doesn't do as well in the primaries. He's still second to Donald Trump, but he's, quite a ways away in the polls. However, when you put him head to head with Joe Biden, it's either neck and neck or Ron DeSantis beats Joe Biden. Now, we talk about Ron DeSantis like he's already running. He's not technically a candidate yet. However, he's certainly been exploring that bid, and he made that clear yesterday in Japan when he was asked, what he thought about his standing in the polls. He said, well, I'm not a candidate yet. So he's still testing the waters.
Yeah.
Here.
What has been fascinating overnight is a man who has shaped Republican policy and certainly was a major Trump champion. Tucker Carlson seems to have been one of the casualties of the Dominion settlement with the Fox News. How has it been read over there?
I can't tell you how big of a news story this is, particularly for the conservative movement here in the United States. Tucker Carlson is seen as a leader in the conservative movement. He has, when he was on Fox News, he had the most successful, highly rated cable news show in America. His following is in the millions. So it's a huge story. And we're already seeing Republicans like Donald Trump Jr., Donald Trump himself, responding to this and very much defending Tucker Carlson. Now, where Tucker Carlson goes next, we don't know. We haven't heard from him yet. We've heard, the fact that he could, or the possibility that he could run for president, go to another network, start his new media organization. We'll have to see. However, he could stand to play an integral role in the 2024 election in terms of galvanizing Republican and conservative voters. And Donald Trump and other Republican candidates understand that because he has such a big platform.
Yeah, and it's where he finds that voice, though. Do you think Fox News is considering their commitment to that kind of blind Republican, almost crafting of policy?
It's a good question. And look, just to clarify, Fox News is, interesting in that you have the opinion side. So Tucker Carlson, Sean Hannity, Laura Ingraham, they are very much opinion conservative hosts. However, you have the news side as well, which is much more straight news, down the middle, like you'd see from other networks that may lean to the right or to the left. So in terms of their opinion hosts, though, I think there's a lot of questions as to what happens next. Will there be talk, or has there been talk of other hosts kind of going the way of Tucker Carlson as a result of the lawsuit? And we don't know officially if that's why he did. It's just the timing is very interesting because you had the lawsuit settled last week, then this. So there's a lot of questions as to the future of Fox News. But right now, it's business as usual on Fox News in terms of, their regular programming, minus what was one of their bigger shows, Tucker Carlson show.
And, on the other side of the media landscape is CNN and Don Lemon, who had run foul of Nikki Haley, saying she was past her prime. Quite astonishing comments for such a high-profile broadcaster. Has she said anything? Do you think that kind of political play had a say in his demise at CNN?
Yeah, she has certainly said things about this. She's fundraised off of this. So she was fundraising off of this back in February when Don Lemon made the remarks, and she was very vocal about it yesterday, continuing to fundraise off of it. She's actually giving a major abortion speech, or her, announcing her policy on abortion later this morning here in the United States, just across the river in Virginia. I'll be covering that. So we'll see if she has something more to say about that. But look, in terms of Don Lemon, it seems like, I don't know for sure what happened, but this could have played a part in it. I don't think it was the reason why he left, but it seems like there was absolutely some bad blood or controversy brewing between him and executives at CNN. As Don Lemon says, he was never given a heads up. So I think in both of these cases with Tucker Carlson and Don Lemon, it shows how incredibly cutthroat American media, American political media is. In a strange way, it seems to mirror what's happening on Succession on HBO. So it's very entertaining.
Indeed. Everyone is gripped with that as well, just how close it all is to real life. You have a busy day. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.